Hi, welcome back. In this video, we're going to take a look at Gemini 2.5's family. Google has been releasing a lot of wonderful new models to compete with other pioneer models in the field of AI. So they released a new model in this week, in the last week, so Gemini 2.5, and we do have right now in the tabs section here, as you can see, in the tabs section. Where's the section? There you go. We do have different families: Gemini 2.5, Gemini 2.0, 1.5 Gamma, and preview models. You do also have some video creating models too, like the VO. You can also use them. They release that too. But in this video particularly, we're gonna take a look at Gemini 2.5 Flash and Pro Preview. Maybe more like Flash, because Flash is a new model they released recently, and it's been a while since I last uploaded my video because it's been going crazy for me. Like my midterms, the work's also going crazy nowadays. We're creating a new data pipelines, and I'll be using most of the time the one who's in charge of these new data pipelines in terms of creating the data pipelines anyway. So I'm going to be using Gemini 2.52 whenever I need it, whenever I needed to use it in somewhere at some point in the project. Anyway, so in this video, like I said, we're gonna take a look at more into Flash Preview because it's a wonderful model. It's a beautiful model when you compare it to other pioneer models out there, especially since the other competitors started to release new models to compete with ChatGPT. I just canceled my ChatGPT Plus subscription because it doesn't much matter, if you're using Plus or not, because there are tons of different options for you out there in the marketplace for you, and they're just releasing for free. Take a look at deepseek here, as you can see. We now have Gemini, Cloud is bad in terms of like free usage because they just allow you to use like up to 5 prompts a day. Then they're gonna ask you to just pay to use it continuously. Anyway, so Gemini 2.5 Flash Preview. It's a new model. They released like 3 days ago, 2 days ago, something like that. So we're gonna take a look at how to use it and what are the parameters that you can play with, and we're gonna be also doing some coding with it, and we're gonna actually be adapting. We'll be adapting this Gemini 2.5 Flash to the Google Colab notebook, so you can also it's gonna give you like kind of like inspiration or just give an idea of integrating the models into your application. All right, let's just get started. So here, as you can see, we have the temperature. If you want to have some creative answers, you're gonna just go up to 2 and down to the like 0. I'm just keeping it like a 1. It's up to you. If you want it to be more creative, you can scale it up to the 2. And now with this model, you can actually turn on or turn off the thinking mode. But when it comes to Gemini 2.5 Pro Preview, you can't do that because it's impossible to do that. They don't allow you. As you can, let me just show you guys. So as you can see, you can't just turn it off, turn it on easily. But Gemini 2.5 with that model comes with great options too, parameters, and you can also set the budget for thinking because thinking actually burns some money in the background because they need some advanced GPU powers to do more prompting and prompting to be able to create a chain of thoughts, prompt, chain of thoughts. Yeah, just getting confused. All right. Anyway, then we do have the tools. You can structure the output that you're gonna have from the model. You can have the code execution, function calling, grounding with the Google search. We do also have some advanced settings, which is kind of different than the other one. For example, you can actually choose the safety. You can actually choose the level of like harassment, hate. Like if like any content can be tied to harassment, you can easily just block them or just not block them. You can all of them is just block none for me. For example, the model can create some content can be hateful, then you can block it, block must, block none. It's up to you again. And we have so top P, top threshold is kind of like the hyperparameter. Kind of reminds me of the hyperparameter tuning, but we're not gonna go into detail here. I'm just going to show you guys how to use it, how to also get some code examples that you're using in the Google AI Studio, and the code examples will be the exact same thing that as the Google AI Studio does. Okay. Anyway, let's just get started. Let's just add something like hi. And I'm gonna keep the thinking off right now because I don't need model to be thinking for this query. Here's your case. How can I help you today? So I'm just gonna ask, how are you? There you go. Now I'm just gonna turn on the training mode, and no need to set a thinking budget right now. What is your limit? Now it's thinking. Thoughts produced by the model are experimental. They're just alright. Knowledge cutoff, no consciousness. Oh my god. Six consciousness. Yeah, okay. No consciousness or personal experience relies on data and ability to perform actions, safety and ethical constraints, context window. Alright. Essentially, I'm a powerful pattern matching and text generation engine, but I'm not a conscious being, and my knowledge isn't infinite or perfectly current. I'm a tool with specific capabilities and limitations. So let's just play with the tools. I want to have a structured output, and I want to have the user, and this will be a string that indicates that it's gonna be my query for the model, right? And the AI, a new property, AI is gonna replying me as with this in this constructor and structure, sorry. And you can also do this in the code editor, but I'm just gonna use the visual editor right now because it's easier for most of the people out there. I'm just gonna save it and see what's gonna happen next. Compare yourself OpenAI's Chat GPT 4.0. Alright. Video also has some thinking on. It's gonna be thinking in the background. Also, I'm gonna have the structured output. There you go. AI. So this is the output from AI, and as you can see, we do have the structured output, and the response from starts with the AI, quote unquote AI, and this is the response, and this was my actually query, my question to the model. There you go. We do have the structured output right now. So let's just continue with the not the code execution. You can also do this too, but when it comes to API, I think API doesn't have the code execution right now, but they're gonna add it for sure. Let me just show you guys. Oh yeah, they do have it, right? No, not this. Yeah, they do. They do have this. The let's just save it. Doesn't matter the name. So once I click that button here, you're gonna see the tools code execution. All right, which means as a tool, we do also have the code execution tool in the API available. Because when it comes to other tools like grounding with the Google search, unlike the Google Gemini's 2.0, which has the Google search embedded, actually natively adapted to API. But when it comes to this model, they don't have the Gemini's API ground searching tool. Here, as you can see, Google Search as a tool is not available in this version. So we're gonna wait for it. And we do also have some function calling too, which is available again in the API. So I'm just going to show you guys how to do structured output in the code. So just click that button here, turn it on, and once you click that here, you're going to have the beautiful, wonderful example of the exact same thing that you're doing in the Google AI Studio. So let's copy it. You can also just select this button to open it up in Google Colab, but I already created a new Google Colab for this video, Gemini 2.5, and you can find it in the description. But it's not that necessity for you to just continue with next tools and stuff. You can easily just like I just showed you seconds ago, select the tools and just get the code from here, and that's it. You're good to go. So let me just get the code, but don't forget the pip install some libraries like this one. Let me just and let's copy this, paste it right over here. All right, looks great. In order to just in order to be able to execute the code, you also need an API key. How to get an API key? You're gonna just click that button here, Gemini API, get an API key, and it's gonna take you to the place where you can find and set some new API keys. So there, these are my API keys, but it's not shown. Yeah, once you get your API key, you can save it right over here. As you can see, I have several different API keys saved in my Google Suite, Collab Suite notebook. And once I click that here, let's just change the name, Google API key. There you go. Which means I'm good to go. Oh, I forget to insert an input here. Google API key is not found. Let's just try that again. Oops. There you go. I'm just gonna get API key right, just like that. Google API key. Let's just assign it to the. I'm just gonna change it to this. There you go. Okay, insert input here. Actually, I didn't insert anything here, but let me just modify this code for you guys to also add some history. Alright, so I'm just gonna ask again Gemini 2.5 Flash to modify it. This is my code, and please add a history that saves the conversation and passes it to the model every time user asks something. And please run it in a while loop. Let's see how it's going to turn out to be. I think it's going to be a great result because Gemini 2.5 Pro Overview I think is the best model when it comes to coding. All right. So, but I forgot to just turn it off, the structured output. I don't need a structured output now. I'm just going to run it again. Let this structured output turn it off. Okay, we have the answer, but it looks so fucking disgusting right now because of my structured output that I wanted to have. Yeah, let's just stop it. Alright, let's stop it and just run it again. What the Alright, now it's running. I asked for slight modifications. Oh, that's beautiful. So I thought actually it would be a great idea just if I pass the entire conversation. But the good news is when you use model.startChat and repeatedly call chat session dot set message function, chat session object model manages the past entire conversation history, starting from the initial history you provide with every send message call. You don't need to manually build and pass history list yourself for each turn. The SD key does it for you behind the scenes, which is amazing. Okay, so again, I'm just gonna copy the code. There you go. And paste it over here. Amazing. Let's see now. Let's just keep it that way. Some dummy imports, and there you go. Hi. I'm just gonna give it a title here so we can. Oh, we do have a error. We have an error right now. Yep. It's not working, but I'm gonna give a title here so UI will be better. Let's just say chat. There you go. So let's run it again. Hi. AI. Hello, how can I help you today? Who are ya? Large England. Call me Jack, please. Okay, Jack. Hello, Jack. How can I help you today? What's the weather today in New York City? Alright. What's weather like today in New York City? I don't have access to live data, but you can again turn on some tools to adapt some tools to the model. But I'm gonna ask, what is my name? So to see if the model is actually able to remember the conversation. Okay, there you go, beautiful, amazing. Yeah, that was the first video. As you can see, you can use the Google AI Studio, which is one of the best tools right now. If you're a developer, you can use it. You can easily create new applications in the developers. When it comes to pricing, Gemini 2.4, 2.5 Flash Preview is actually one of the cheapest models out there, but the Pro Preview is actually a bit expensive, and the latency is also a bit. There you go. As you can see, you can also see that. And the use cases, they also provide some use cases for us. But I think if you're in the developer and developing something, and you can easily use Gemini 2.5 Flash in terms of pricing, which is way better than the Gemini 2.5 Pro. Yeah, that was it for this video. If you're into AI and want to build something together, you can check my Udemy course too, or Gumroad. It's up to you if you're using Udemy or Gumroad. Thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Take care.